Hey, what up everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you talking all about WWE's Monday Night Raw here. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that great of a show as we're getting along with the show. One of the big things that they hyped throughout the show is that basically WWE was going to tell us who the #1 entrant was going to be in the Royal Rumble match. This is something that they've done in the past. I can remember they had with the Royal Rumble that Brock Lesnar won. I believe that's the Rumble that he had to fight Brock Lesnar in the opening match of the Royal Rumble to find out who was going to be in the Rumble and who was going to be left out. And for years, you turned on the free-for-all, they would have like a pre-show match. Basically, they would have the gimmick of whoever, won the match would be number 30, and whoever lost the match would have to come out #1. And we've had years where Dolph Ziggler, because of the actions of picking to be with AJ over Vicky Guerrero as the GM, basically said that Dolph Ziggler had to come out from #1. And there was also a year where The Miz lost a match, and he had to be #1. I think that might have been the year after WrestleMania 27, going into WrestleMania 28, and people thought that he actually had a chance to win it because, he had to redeem himself as the main eventer from the year before. People thought that he might actually have a really good Royal Rumble. He might not win it, but he might actually have a really good showing and prove that he deserved to be there. But they kept telling us that later in the show we were going to find out who the #1 entrant was going to be. They kept showing us the tumbler spinning around, makes you remember all the good days of wrestling when you had to watch Wrestling Challenge, you had to watch Wrestling Superstars, and to build up hype for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, they would show promos of people going up and actually picking a ball out of that tumbler. And, basically they wouldn't say what number they were in, but, you can remember the Axe and Smash, the year they were #1 and #2. One of them picked up their ball, looked at it, says, "It's gonna be a long night." And the other one looks at his ball and he goes, "It's going to be even longer." And you didn't really know, but then they came out #1 and they came out #2, and you had Demolition fighting it out in the ring. That was pretty badass. Or you've seen guys pick number 30 like Ted DiBiase and just laugh. Ha ha ha. The Tumbler always reminds me of good deeds. And I remember, leading up to Royal Rumbles, you don't even get to see the Tumbler at all. We didn't even see guys pick their numbers for the Royal Rumble that I went to in Phoenix, which I believe would be Royal Rumble 2013. Until, the moment the Royal Rumble was about to start, you saw the guys that were going to be in the Rumble cutting a promo about, they're going to win it so they can go to WrestleMania. It almost shows you that they don't even really build up the Rumble that we used to anymore, but they used a gimmick that we've basically seen before, where they push the tumbler out there. Vince and Steph are out there. They're saying they're going to pick a random name out of there, and even before they pick the name, you see Stephanie McMahon hold up a little 0 and say 0 to the camera. 0 chance that anybody has a chance to win this deal other than Roman Reigns. Basically, they're trying to play off the deal of what Powerball was and everything that was there. And they pick out a name, and what do you know? It's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is going to go into this Rumble. Roman Reigns is going to look strong. They're painting Roman Reigns into the corner so much that I don't think Roman has a chance to win the Rumble, even though there's only 3 names that have a chance to win the Rumble. If you're picking anybody in this Rumble that's not named Roman Reigns, Triple H, or Brock Lesnar, you're crazy. And I want to bet you, because I'm going to take your money. Because that's basically all there is built up to this Rumble right here. Basically, they draw once, they draw twice, they draw 3 times. I believe we saw this with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon back in the day. If not, we've seen this before, where basically they've loaded the drawing, and the only name in the drawing is the name that they want to screw, and they want to screw Roman Reigns right now. So Roman's going to go in the Rumble. He's going to be #1. I think most people saw this coming, and it wasn't the biggest ultimate screw job of all time, but they screwed him.